Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. It's a new season, a new climb, a new grind, and I really think from a simplicity standpoint, today's deck is one of the easiest decks that you can be using to climb the infinite. Definitely one of the easiest decks to pilot. So we're going to talk about it. Had a great smooth run to infinite, one of the smoothest I've had in a while, coming in at rank 16. I think that is a new record. But as always, we'll have gameplay highlights after we talk about the deck. So let's jump right on into it. Now, I don't think I'm blowing anyone's mind here today with the deck that I'm talking about. That's right. Sandman Patriot doesn't get any easier than that. Mr. Reliable. Sandman has been in his prime for the last week or so. Now, in case you've been living under a rock and don't know how this deck is played, never seen it before, I don't know how, but I'll break it down for you. It's very simple. You're looking to play about 3 cards. You want to play a Patriot out in a lane. Then on turn 5, you're looking to play either a Blue Marvel or a Sandman in that same lane. And then on the final turn, play an Ultron and fill all the lanes with power from the Ultron bots. They'll be about 4 power a piece with just the Patriot, so you'll be putting 16 power in those lanes. If you do have the Blue Marvel out, they will be 5 power bots a piece, meaning 20 power in each of those lanes. The funny thing is you're running like Brood and Absorbing Man here, but oftentimes if you have the Patriot down, it's weaker to play the Brood and Absorbing Man because the original Brood isn't going to get buffed by the Patriot. So it really does end up coming down to just those 3 cards. But Sandman is so strong here because you're able to put so many stats on the board and really locking your opponent into that 1 card on the final turn. And if they're not ready for it, yeah, they're going to get smoked. Now, with that being said, this deck, yeah, it's very simple to play. But if you're not aggressive with your snapping, if snapping makes you uncomfortable, you're kind of timid with it, this is definitely not going to be the deck for you, because if you are not snapping, this is going to be a very slow climb, because when people see the Sandman come out, they're just going to retreat and you're only going to be getting 1 cube. You have to be snapping prior to the Sandman coming down. You have to be snapping when you have the cards in your hand that you need to play out the final turns, which, you know, it's like 2 cards. So the snap patterns with this deck are pretty good. Now, same as last season, I'm still on a night shift rotation when the season rolls around. Basically just meaning I'm playing all my games to infinite on mobile, so I don't have the stats from Untapped for the 80 to 100 games that it took me to climb to infinite. But it wouldn't matter. The stats would be skewed by bots. Did sit down, have a little 9-0, 100% run rate session, which I know people are just like, that's only 9 games. And you're right, but you know what? Anytime I can sit down and play 9 games and win them all, you know, choo-choo, I'm all aboard. One other reason this deck might be really good for players climbing the infinite is it does exceptionally well into bots, taking them 4 and 8 cube games away from them. Now, if you don't know, typically if you're on a long losing streak or you lose a big 8 cube game, the game tends to kind of throw you a bone, it throws you a bot, and when you come up against the bot, you really need to capitalize against them, taking a 4 or 8 cube win from them. And how to do that is you want to be letting them win 2 lanes going into turns 4, 5, or 6. That'll typically trigger them into snapping against you. And this deck does really well for that, because what you're already wanting to do usually with this deck is just stack 1 lane. And so what I like to do is watch whatever lane they're playing their cards in, and I pick the other lane and I just stack it, and then on the final turn you play the Ultron and you backfill. And so it's just a great deck into farming bots. And you know what? When the game gives you a bot, you need to capitalize on it, make it that much easier on your climb to infinite. So before we jump into the gameplay highlights, I do want to talk about one other thing. We have this deck here by Sizer that I believe going into this season is considered one of the, if not the best, strongest deck that you can be playing. It's fairly similar. It's got a few things, but I do think that this deck is far superior than the original list that I was playing, mainly because the blink gives you a little bit more consistency into getting into either your Sandman or your Ultron play. But the other thing that's a major difference here is the Super Skrull. And what I want to say with this week's Spotlight card and the Season Pass card, both being cards that are good into Bounce and Zoo, you're gonna see a lot of Zoo. A lot of Zoo this first week, and they are running Kazar and they are running Blue Marvel. Super Skrull is amazing because you can play the Super Skrull out on turn 4. Usually you don't have a great turn 4 play anyways in the deck, and then you can either play your own Blue Marvel on turn 5 or just play the Sandman because you're already going to have their stats. And then when you play your Ultron bots are already going to be like 6 and 7 power, and you're going to be able to go over the top of them. So with as much Zoo as you're going to see, Super Skrull definitely needs to be slotted in. So if you're not going to play this version, which I want to cover and do a video on this version after I spent some more time with it, but you definitely want to slot it into the deck that's featured in today's episode. Drop the Wasp, drop the Brood, drop the Absorbing Man, drop something you want to slot into Super Skrull. It's going to make that huge difference because the Zoo game, you're pretty close on power, but Super Skrull taking their buffs, yeah, it's going to make your stats a whole lot more. Plus, into things like playing against Destroy, Super Skrull becomes your own personal null, so usually they won't drop them. Or if you come up against Living Tribunal or somebody trying to run an Iron Man, you're going to get a lot of value this week out of Super Skrull. So trust me, definitely slot it in. Like I said, I would probably just drop the Brood if I was being honest in the other version. But this version here, it's super strong. I want to spend a lot of time with it, and we will cover it eventually. But I just want to mention that I think Super Skrull this week's going to help you a lot on your climb to infinite. But we are going to go ahead and jump into those gameplay highlights. So as always, gang, y'all be good, y'all be safe. I will catch you on the next one. Do me that favor, click the like button to help promote the channel on the video. If you're not subscribed, you know I would love to have you around. Good luck out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Well, we got both our finishers in our hand. Cassandra Nova would be great for here. Sandman would be great for them, against them. I'm probably going to just go ahead and play the Dazzler Wasp here. Oh my gosh. And we got the Sandman. Now they may rock me pretty hard. Maybe they think I'm snapping because of Hotel Inferno. It doesn't matter what they blow up of mine. I've got everything I need. Oh, they had a Juggernaut. Iron Lad could have been good. Oh, the Cassandra Nova. But we did just destroy 2 of their cars. Not as big as it ought to be. Should have thought that one out. Oh, this is looking even better. And then we just... Now. This could have wrecked me at the end of the game. But... we do this. And then Ultron in the middle. It's over. They can't win here. Is it? It's better to do this. This is going to give me 2 triggers on the Dazzler. Yeah. You have to snap. You have to snap with this deck. Or you're just going to get 1 cubes all the time. I love this deck. It's strong. It's easy to play. But if you aren't snapping, you're not going to get any cubes. And in fact, when you do lose, you're going to like lose big. Because I could have like lost that Cosmo or something if they had priority on the final turn. You have to snap. You got to snap. All right, Vibranium Mines. We can stay out of there. That's kind of what I like about this deck, I think, is you have a location that you may not want to play into, but you can definitely still put a ton of points in there. Adeline, what are you doing? Please change it. Okay, so we got Arishem. We got Arishem. Which means Adeline is sick for them. Pretty sick for them. I think we have to play the Patriot over the Jeff. If I was them, I'd be snapping the heck out of me. They're literally going to get 3 cards of mine at discounted rates. Oh. Now, we really need to win here, but we're not. Oh my. And they got the bright green. Oh, that's great for us, actually. The Vibranium. I want a Sandman, but I think this is the better play. They have no Shang-Chi. Oh my god, Azor Man's gonna be even huge. Yep. Oh my god.
Victory.
Vibranium Mine's helping me out. This was all in their favor. It really was. This is great for us. Might be great for them as well. So, looking like probably Brood on 3. We'll play Jeff in the Unknown. Maybe it works in our favor. Okay. So we're down to 2 lanes, and I got to move Jeff out of this, so... They shouldn't have done that. If they get Proxima in hand and need to discard, it's going over here. They've got a bunch of swarms. So, if they don't play them out on turn 5, they're really going to regret it. Like, if they play the Dracula now, and then they go to play the MODOK, they're going to get stuck with all those swarms. So, they need to get rid of the swarms next turn. I would love to play the Iron Lad, except, you know, my luck, it would hit the Ultron. But if they don't play those swarms out next turn, they're going to be upset. They're going to be upset. All right, so there's the Dracula. He needs to dump his hands, like, now. Hopefully Blue Marvel off the top. Maybe Dazzler. No, we want Blue Marvel. Play it here. It'd be great. Now they've got to be, I mean, you got to be expecting the Sandman. They don't. Oh, God. So now they can't even guarantee that Dracula's going to get the Apocalypse. Oh, man. All right, no Blue Marvel. We definitely play the Iron Lad here. Because there's nothing that can hurt us here. Worst hit is the Absorbing Man. We're looking for Blue Marvel or Dazzler. Hopefully they don't leave. I want to see the Iron Lad do something besides be a daggum wasp. They could MODOK here, and it would be like insane points for their Morbius. I think they stay. I think they... Dang. All right, so yeah, if you're playing this card, if you're trying to do missions or anything like that, and you're playing against some deck that might have Sandman, you've got to play the swarms out on turn 5, or you're gonna get screwed. He had a big play coming. He was gonna dump the swarms. Dracula was gonna hit the APOC. Yeah, Sandman absolutely destroying that. I kind of wanted to throw the Wasp in there, but you know, maybe I should. Why not? Well, what's the difference? Why not? Why not?
This land is always changing.
So Cassandra Nova is hurting. Oh, so we got us
Opponent snapped.
2, 4, 6. So 3, 4, 5. Trying to think of what the best way of doing this. So each one of these is making Ultron Bot a 2 more. So we have 7. So 7, 14, 21, 28. I gotta leave a room open. This might be a Cassandra Nova for them. Yeah. I think my play line's gonna be better. I think we give up the cloning vats. Maybe their play line is better. Oh, heck. Now I don't know. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm going to get them. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. You see all my Patriots, man?
There's no strings on me.
Yeah.
Victory.
So just some 11 powered drone bots over here. 8's over here. Should snap that back. Yeah, Iron Lad is more like Iron Wasp. And luckily the Wasp is in our hand though. Patriot is good for the Raptors. You know, this goes to 6 just with the Patriot play. Unless they're a destroy deck and they ruin. Okay. Nothing to play on turn 2. Story of my life. Hey, that's okay. Still cost 0.
I found the rock.
We're actually going to Cassandra Nova over here. We'll get the points off of it. So we're gonna have a decent sized Darkhawk in our face here shortly. You know, Ultron wouldn't be the worst thing. Because this would go away. We still can backfill this with some points. Is that going to be my Dr. Doom? Yes, it is. All right. It's not the worst.
Strings on me.
Now, they might snap me on it. Why am I playing the Patriot? Play the Blue Mars. I'm glad I did not play that out. What y'all think here?
No
I'm feeling pretty good about the Patriot. These are... I wonder if they stay. Maybe they Shang this. I'm adding 8 here, so I'm going to go to 18. Yeah, they leave.
Victory.
Worked out pretty good for us.